Hello, this is Rick Wallace. I want to talk today about managing versus coaching. I know for many years, and I know most managers, I hear it all the time, say that if I'm going to succeed in this business, I need to be a better manager. I need to learn to be a better manager and practice better management techniques. Today we're going to talk about that that's a lie. The one thing I've learned over the last 10 years of coaching small business owners is that the people are so critical. And one of the things that I've adopted that from another individual or coach in Australia is that how do you define success? And one way I think you can do it, and it's all different to each individual, but are you doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it with, and in a manner you want to do it? Think about that. What percentage of your time are you doing what you want to do? How much in control are you of doing what you want to do when you want to do it? And how's the team around you? Do you go to work and are you surrounded by people that you really like being with? And in a manner you want to do it, are you making the kind of money to reinvest in the business and operate the business in a manner you'd love to do it in? Well, to do all those three things, you need to have the right people doing the right things right. And that first part is what we're going to talk about, the right people. Beliefs are a strong thing, like this brick wall. And your mind is very, very rigid as to what your beliefs are. And we all believe that every belief we've got is true, that it's a fact, that it's common knowledge, that it's true, it's a fact of nature. So when you look at that brick wall, you see this huge brick, or this brick wall, it's very strong. But I want to show you or have you look at, there's a cigar sticking out of that brick wall. Probably didn't see it, most people don't. But now once you see that cigar sticking out of that wall, every time you see this picture, the first thing you see is that cigar. So before your mind was made aware that there's a cigar sticking out of that wall, it wasn't there. All this was a brick wall. So the belief we're going to talk about today is all about managing people. And these are the beliefs that I hear from people that I believed when I was working in business. I'm accountable for results. It's all on my shoulders. I'm going to get people around me to support me, but it's the accountability for the results are all on my shoulders. Managing people better is the key to success. Labor is my biggest expense. I don't look at it as an investment, it's an expense. I look at it the first of the year and I try to keep the budget underneath where I set it. I need to learn to delegate more. Telling people what to do and how to do it changes behaviors. If I see them doing things and I tell them how to do it differently, that changes behavior over time. I'm the best player on the team. I need to show the others how to do it. I have an open door. You got to have an open door policy where people can come in and have access to you so that you can answer questions all during the day. I need to do quarterly or annual reviews. Sit down for an hour, hour and a half, rate people, talk to them. That's a very important part of being a great manager. And really recruiting, I'm real busy and it's hard to do. But I only need to do it when I need to replace somebody, when somebody leaves, when somebody's promoted or we're growing. So recruiting is an event that I do only when I need to do it. Well, let's look at it. What if we threw a business manager into the role of an NFL coach? They would take the team they had last year and get them together. They'd give a little speech about let's be a little better than last year. If they had a playbook, they'd hand it out. They'd be really too busy to let the team work out or practice on their own. We don't have time for that. So you guys, if you find time during the day, then learn, work out, practice together, learn the playbook. Here comes the first game, and it's chaos. So as a manager, what do? If we see the team out on the field floundering, we'd run into the field and start playing quarterback. We'd be showing the quarterback how to play, telling him here, and taking the snap, running the play, having the quarterback stand over there and watch. Then we would have all the players in the huddle. They'd be coming to us, and we'd be telling them what to do in their positions in the huddle during the game. We'd be busy running this game and playing quarterback, We'd be answering questions and telling people what to do. There'd be no scouting, no free agents, no draft. We'd really have no time to coach. There'd be no opportunity to learn, no improvement in the team, because we'd be just running, reacting all day during the game in the huddle. Sitting down with each player quarterly and rating them subjectively on their performance. So losing and being stressed out doing it and busy would be the results of putting a business manager in charge of an NFL team. I conclude from this that this "I need to be a better manager" is a lie. You can't manage people. You can manage cows, you can manage other things, but you cannot manage people. You can manage activities, but you can't manage people. So you got to coach them. And my 3 keys are 15-minute weekly coaching conversations, stop answering questions, and build a virtual bench. I'm quickly going to talk about those things. Let's talk about coaching for a minute, getting the right people doing the right things right. As an NFL coach, the key to a coach is that they know only the players can play the game. They cannot play the game. Total opposite of a manager of a business or an owner of a business. We know we're the best at playing the game. We're going to drag everybody along with us. But the coach knows that only the players can play the game. He can't go in or she can't go in and play the game. They have to make the players the best they can be. They look at their players as an investment. Here's what we're spending on these guys, and what kind of return do we get for that investment? They set the team goals and constantly track and communicate them. It's not let's do a little better than last year. It's let's go out and win the Super Bowl, or let's go out and win, get into the playoffs. Coaches, they teach and practice, not the game. They don't go in and play the game. They don't do a lot of coaching during the game. They do the game. They practice and do the coaching and practice and the teaching and practice. They set individual goals by position. Every position, those players have individual goals that they're trying to achieve. Always is scouting, drafting, free agency, always looking for talent, because they know they're going to need to top grade the team constantly to make sure that they got the best player in every position. They have game plans, strategies, and they have playbooks, processes that they use to coach and teach and build a winning team. So how do I do that in a business? Well, first starts with a weekly coaching conversation, which is practice. It's a one-on-one 10 to 15 minute meeting every week, same time, same day, with your direct reports. You focus on the employee and making them better, changing behaviors and working with them on making them better, making them A players. We agree on a goal or number for each individual. We agree on what they want to improve on and learn, because you see, as an A players have 3 things in common. One, they're competent and skilled. But more importantly, they're always trying to get better. They want to learn. They want to get better at what they do. And third, they're engaged with the team, with the company, with the values of the company. So we want to sit down with them and little by little change their behavior, help them grow, help them get better at what they're doing, help them understand what they're accountable for, and internalize the core values. And at the end, it's really, how can I help you reach your goals? How can I help you get better at what you do? That's coaching. That's developing talent. That's changing behaviors. Now, this may sound uncomfortable. That's why we developed this tool. It's a weekly coaching scorecard, and it really follows the things that I talked about. 1, competency. 2, what do I want to get better at? And 3, engagement. So the first is the goal, individual goal. It could be a personal goal as well as a business goal up here for the individual. And you see that we've got each week of the quarter, and each week when we meet with them, we have a goal of weekly coaching. This happens to be an owner of a business that I work with, and V-Tiger proficiency. So he wants to be working on those each week, an hour each week on those. And each week he says how he does on those: greens, yellows, and reds. Skills and competencies. This is where you put, what do I want to get better at? And then each week you come in, the individual just scores themselves. Did they make some progress? What did they do? Did they not do? How can I help them? key accountabilities. These are the rocks. These are projects they're working on and how they're progressing on those projects for the quarter. And then the last, these are our core values. Where have you seen them exhibited? Are you living them? Do you see others in the company living them? And over time, all these will become ingrained, and the person has something to get engaged with. So it's a very simple project. The one thing that it does is it's over and over again, studies have shown that to change behavior, we need to give positive reinforcement as quickly after that behavior as possible. And so that's what happens here. When somebody gets a green here, it shows that they're exhibiting behavior that we both agreed that we want to see. Most important part of this is that you get agreement at the first of the quarter with the individual that this is what they want to do. This is what they want to get better at. It's not an expectation, it's an agreement. So now we're working on an agreement, and now we can help them. Now we can coach them. Now we can build a better team. The next thing that I talk about is stop answering questions. You just can't answer questions anymore. Now that may sound crazy, but let me go a little further. So if you're answering questions, they're mindlessly coming to you. They don't even think about it. They just come to you, you give them the answer, they leave. Reinforces you don't think they can do it, because the more you answer their questions, it's like feeding a cocaine habit. You come in, you answer the question, they leave. They come in. So they're taught that if they're unsure about anything, go ask the boss, because they're going to get an answer, and that's what they're supposed to do. There's no accountability, because when they walk out of that door after you've given them the answer, they're just going to do what she said to do. So it's her fault, not mine. She's accountable for what happens, not me. There's no learning, because I didn't think about this at all. It's mindless. I just go in and ask a question, I get an answer. The more you answer, the more they're going to come. They just keep coming back, because again, you're reinforcing this is what you want them to do. Instead, I want you to start asking them what their solution is. What if I wasn't here? What would you intend to do? They have to come up with a solution. So they got to think about this. Well, I'm unsure about what I need to do here, but she's going to ask me what I intend to do, so I better come up with what I think I ought to do. So they'll think this through, and they'll come with a solution. They have to think about the right thing to do. They have to be accountable for results, because if it's their idea and they walk out of there and you say, yeah, that's good, go do it, they walk out of there, they are now accountable for the results because it was their idea. They learn because they have to think. They have to come up with these things. They also learn that you are reinforcing they can do it. They're learning that they don't really need to come to you as much, because 90% of the time when they come in there and they say, I'm not sure about what to do here, but I intend to do this, and you say, yeah, good idea, go do it. The more they hear that, the less they're going to come to you, because you're reinforcing that you don't really, they're smart enough, they've got great ideas, and they don't really need to come to you as much. Their confidence increases, and they come to you less and less. You get interrupted less and less. You have more time to do what you want to do, what you can do to bring more value to the business, and you're developing great people in the process of not answering questions. The third thing is always be recruiting. Build a virtual bench of people. Not everyone can be coached up. So you're going to have some people that, if they're not A players, they can't be coached to be an A player. We're going to have to make some changes. We're going to have to top grade. We're going to have to go to our virtual bench and bring people into the game. It's a process for continuous recruiting. You don't recruit when you need somebody. You recruit all the time. It's recruiting on your schedule. It's a lot easier to do. It's not as formal, and it's not something that you dread or that it's hard to do, and you're going to find great people because you're doing it all the time, and you're not under the pressure of having to find somebody right now. Ensures top grading is successful as you take your time and the process is used correctly. You're going to vet out and find great people. Most of those people are going to be working for somebody else. You don't have to build in a virtual bench, but you do have to go out and recruit and vet. You go to work every day and sleep every night with a lot less people pain when you have a virtual bench. Believe me. I talk to owner after owner who feel some of their employees are holding them hostage. that they've got this crew. I need to keep them around. I'm responsible for them and their families, and nothing can be further from the truth. But if you don't have a virtual bench, that could be the most stressful time in your life when somebody walks in and quits, or you have to fire somebody over cause, and you don't have anybody to replace them. So how do you build a virtual bench? Begin recruiting everywhere you go. You don't have to hire people, but it's like if it's in your mind that you're looking for great talent, then take your business cards with you, and everywhere you go, if you see a great athlete or somebody with a great attitude, great personality, very efficient, hand them your card and say, hey, we're always looking for good people. Maybe take them to breakfast, take them out to lunch, whatever, and just talk to them, vet them out, and let them know that you don't have a place for them right now, but would they be interested in talking if you did. Best usually work for somebody else, as I said, so you don't have to hire them now. They've got a job. Ask your A players if they know people who would make an impact here. Put a bounty out for your employees. Hey, who do you know out there that could fit into our organization? Put a detailed description together who you are looking for. Network with your business associates. Network with customers. In fact, write a letter to people or an email and say, this is the kind of person I'm looking for. Do you know anybody? Do this with friends, with customers, with business associates. In other words, recruit like you market. Stay at it and do it all the time. Always be looking for people every day. You have to be proactive in this. You can't just put out ads and have people come to you. You've got to go out and find them. As I said, most great A players are working for somebody else. There's very few that aren't working right now. So you've got to go out and find them. Another great way of doing this is Monster resume search. It's a part of Monster where you can go in, put in criteria, and they'll give you all the resumes they have in their system. Some may be 3-4 years old, but those are the ones that you want. Those people are probably working somewhere already, but their resume is still in there from a time in which they were looking for a job. Contact those people. See if they'd be interested in talking to you. It's just like marketing. You got to go out and be proactive with it. So in summary, we need to get the right people doing the right things right. And you can't do that trying to manage people. You've got to question your beliefs and common knowledge about managing. You got to focus on your people, the biggest profit lever and key to success you have. It's an investment, and you need to get a good return on that investment. If you're going to be successful as a business owner or as a manager, you have to get the right people doing the right things right. Learn to be a great coach. That's the way you get the right people doing the right things right. Fear melts when you take action, so just do it. Don't be afraid of it. Yes, it'll be uncomfortable at first to do those 3 things I talked about. You got to carve out time during the week. You got to block that time. You got to commit to it. I'm going to spend an hour a week recruiting. I'm going to spend another hour a week having weekly huddles with my direct reports. I'm going to do the things that need to be done to coach these people and make each one of them better. So when the game starts, they're at their best. I have an online coaching course that covers this and 20 other lessons and tools. You can go to my website and see if you're interested in looking further at that. Thank you for your time.